Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless Luqman Effendi and everyone who is with him. I have come across a text which says that touching the feet of the elderly and respected people is a sunnah. However, there are other religions which practice this as well. Is it truly a sunnah?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. To kiss the feet, yes. But don't confuse just because they're saying what? A cat has 4 legs and a table has 4 legs doesn't mean a table is a cat. They just have some things in common. Now, because people have so many phobias and wrong understandings, they say, oh, there's no saints in Islam because saints is only in Christianity. I went somewhere, they say, oh, don't use the word saint. I said, okay, because I'm speaking English, what you want me to speak? In English, they're saying it like that. But if the original way or the proper way of saying it, we say awliya. Friends of Allah. As I've said so many times, English is not a very spiritual language. But it's okay, everybody must come down to now to very basic level to understand properly from basic. Not to try to hide behind the language, use so many nice big words and nobody knows what you're talking about. But you sound very good. So, there are many ways to show your love. There are many ways to show your respect. What we don't want to do, what is sunnat, is not to imitate them, meaning imitate them 100%. Correct? Yes or no? Okay. Keeping a beard. So many different religions, they also keep their beards. Yes? Even the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. But there was a, let's see, ambassadors coming from the Majusi. You know this one? Yeah. Prophet ﷺ made them wait for days, wouldn't even talk to them. You know why? Because their mustache was long and they were not keeping according to the sunnah. It was curling and it was going inside their mouth like that. He says, I don't want to look. Because he sees with something that is something spiritual is happening every time you do something physical. Because whatever physical thing that you do, it's coming with the intention. The intention is spiritual. So the intention, if it's not coming from Rahman, then it's coming from Shaitan. Then the action itself then will show to those who have eyes that it is shaitanic. So keeping of the beards, there is a sunnat way of doing it, the prophet's way of doing it, and there are different ways that other religions also doing it. We don't follow that. In fact, our women, they cover, they wear hijab, no? But it is forbidden for you to wear hijab the way that the rahibs, the nuns, are wearing in other religions. We have our own way of tying a turban. We cannot tie the turban the way that the mushriks were tying. They were also wearing turbans at that time, 1400 years ago. They were also keeping beards, but they're doing it in a funny way. The Prophet says, do it like this is better. Do it like this is better. Do it like this. So those ones who are following the Prophet ﷺ, although they belong to those different cultures, they go against their culture. They say what? Prophet's culture is above every culture. Is not Arab. The Arabs were doing so many things that is against to what the Prophet was doing. So many things the Prophet says is so many of things is against the Arabic culture. Yes or no? So there is a difference. There's a prophetic way of doing it. A sunnat way of doing it. And people who are doing it, even if they are opposed by so many other people, even if they are opposed by their own cultures, they say, no, I want to defend the sunnat. Then that time they become Ahli Sunnat. So that doesn't mean there's only one way of doing it. There may be few different ways of doing it. Some things can be added to that. For example, wearing a turban. Yes, don't wear the turban like the mushriks are wearing. But now it's very wide. It doesn't say now you only have to do it in one way. It says don't do it that way. But whatever that you're doing, if it is not that way, it is permissible. So now you see different ways of tying the turban. And they're all in the history of Islam. It's completely against to the unbeliever's way, even if it is similar. Even in different cultures. Isn't that amazing? Just tying the turban. In Mughal India is different. Although the other religions there, they're also tying the turbans. The Muslims tying it differently. But the way the Muslims tie the turbans in Mughal India is different from, say, in the Ottoman lands. And the way they tie it also there, the Muslims there in the Ottoman lands is different according to now the different stations, different tariqats. So there are different meanings. So now Islam's beauty starts growing. So, in order not to raise confusion, if you are in a place where everyone who is mostly the non-Muslims, they show respect to their elders by touching their feet in order not to be bringing confusion, you do it more strictly to the Islamic way. How you greet, you can put like this, you can take the hand and kiss, you can bend down like this. It's better. Don't try to make it too similar. You have to also ask, what is the intention that I'm doing it? Why am I doing it different? Why am I doing it the same? If you discover I'm doing it the same, then people are not going to look at me strangely. I'm doing it the same way they're doing it, so that they are not going to give me a bad eyes and they are not going to say I'm a terrorist. Then these are wrong, weak reasons. You're doing it to please them and to please yourself. Don't do that. Do it to please Allah. You have a shaykh. He may balance it for you. Inshallah Rahman. May be accepted. Assalamu alaikum.